to Punks Talk Wrestling! On this episode, part 2 of our first ever 2-part episode as we talk about the history of the Undisputed WWE Championship. I am R.W. Hillborn, the PA Rock Prince, hailing quote-unquote from Philly! And I am one half of the Crown, which is one half of your Punks Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champion hosts of the world! Now, then, and forever by my side, 3,500 miles away in London, England, he is my tag team podcast partner. He is the other half of the Crown, which is the other half of your Punks Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champion host of the world, Mr. Did You Know? Sir King of Reels, the proper prick, C.J. Newman!
My God, every time. Did you know that of all time, there have been 147 WWE Championship reigns? And on last week's episode, we specified that between 1963, the start of the championship reigns, till the end of 1999, there were, I believe, I'm getting the math right, I think it was 57. Should still have my notes up, but I don't. But here I am.
54.
54.
I actually did write that down. It's the only thing I wrote down between the persons.
So 54 championship reigns. And that's between 1963 and 1999. And between 2000 and the present day, that means there have been 97 championship reigns only in the last 20 years.
Yeah,
24 years.
24 years.
But we're doing much better in the sense that, right? In the 60s, obviously, in the 60s there were 2 champion reigns. In the 70s we had 7 championship reigns. In the 80s we had 6. In the 90s we had 41.
Big jump.
Yeah, in the thousands we had 44.
Okay. Yep.
In the 2010s we had 41, and now halfway through the 2020s we've only had 12. So it is. We're seeing a lot more longer reigns than we have done in a long time.
We certainly are, and I mean that's
with like Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Roman Reigns, that we're seeing much longer reigns with the WWE Championship now.
Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah, and that is great. It is great to see because we're moving away slowly, but over time. And it takes fucking time. You gotta let it play out. You can't just change everything all at once.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll just complain about that too, like you did with NXT 2.0.
Pretty much. So how's about we talk about the title history of the WWE Championship, Part 2. Here we come.
Yeah!
So, let's pick straight back up from where we left off last episode. So we have Big Show won the championship at Survivor Series November 14th, 1999, which was a triple threat match between, I believe, Big Show,
Triple H and The Rock.
Triple H and The Rock, yes. This is the night that Steve Austin got run over by the car, if you remember.
Right. This
so
is
Big
the
Show,
beginning of the attempted vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah, so Big Show was taking Stone Cold's place. He won the championship that night, and he had a title reign that lasted 50 days going into the new year, and he lost that championship to Triple H on January 3rd, first episode of Raw in the year 2000 on Monday Night Raw.
Day one. Did we ever find out who ran over Austin with the car?
Yes, we did.
Who was it?
It was Rikishi.
Oh, because he did it for the Raw.
Yeah, and because Triple H paid him to do it. I think
did it for the Rock.
I did it for the people.
I did it for the yeah. That was another. I mean, that had to have been a Vince Russo.
I mean, surely, right?
Like
it can't have been because he wasn't even there. Anyway,
somehow it's got to be somehow.
Just somehow it was.
I never understood that one.
So Triple H held that championship for 117 days until The Rock defeated him on April 30th, year 2000. At Backlash, Shane McMahon, once again, a special referee. Seems to be a special referee for a lot of these fucking matches. And then Triple H, this is the hot potato between Triple H.
I mean, they're important matches. Matches need special matches need special referees, right?
Screwy referees, it seems, because Shane was part of the corporation and stuff.
Well, I mean,
anyway,
it's all it's all a matter of whose side you think you're on.
The Rock defeated Triple H at Backlash on April 30th. That was only a 20-day title reign because then Triple H got it back from him at Judgment Day. May 21st, 2000. It's a 60-minute Iron Man match, which Triple H won 6-5. Shawn Michaels was the special referee, and it also saw the return and the debut, in a way, of The Undertaker as the American Badass. So,
also, talk about controversial decisions. This is the only time in WWF history that the title technically changed hands because of a disqualification.
Right, yeah.
The disqualification as the 11th fall tilted it into Triple H's favor.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
A good match as well. I love that match. I think
that was
really
a
good
fucking
match.
Great match, and I think I also think that R-Truth would agree. Judgment Day 2000 was probably one of the best Judgment Days
there ever was.
I mean, Judgment Day is the best time of his life,
Yeah, exactly. So Triple H would only hold that title for 34 days, and then The Rock would win the championship back.
I've already lost.
June 25th, 2000, King of the Ring, and this is in the event that we watched just a couple of weeks ago. It was the 6-man tag match: Kane, Undertaker, and The Rock versus Triple H, Shane McMahon, and Vince McMahon.
We did a review of this.
So whoever won that match, whoever got the pinfall in that match would be champion. So The Rock became champion that night.
Go back and re-listen to our review of King of the Ring 2000. Yeah. That was episode... I can tell you what episode that was.
Very
King of the Ring 2000, that was episode 40. Yeah,
episode 40, there you go. So The Rock, that was a 118-day title reign. He would then lose it to Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's first championship. Once again, this is The Rock. That championship reign I just mentioned, that's The Rock's 5th championship reign. So far, we are about 40 years into the WWF Championship, and no one has had the title more than 5 reigns at this point.
So Hulk Hogan being...
Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and The Rock being the only people at this point that have had the title 5 times.
Yep.
So The Rock wins. Then he loses the championship 118 days later to Kurt Angle in Kurt Angle's first ever title run. Won that at No Mercy, October 22nd, 2000. Held that title for 125 days, and then The Rock becomes the first ever 6-time WWF champion, and he defeats Kurt Angle at No Way Out. Now, after WWF purchased World Championship Wrestling in March 2001, the WCW Championship became a second concurrent active World Championship in the WWF. So at this point, this is the first time in history that there were 2 World Championships running alongside each other. So The Rock is on his 6th title reign. He only holds that for 34 days. And Stone Cold Steve Austin infamously faces and defeats The Rock at WrestleMania 17 when he obviously aligns himself with Vince McMahon.
I believe you mean at WrestleMania X7.
X7, yeah. Oh, why they call it that. Anyway, so
because
it's cool to have an X in it.
Because it was 2001, and they were doing things like that. That's what you
pretty
did.
much, yeah. So 175-day title reign, and you lost that championship to Kurt Angle at Unforgiven 2001, September in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That is only a 2-week title reign of 14 days, and then again, Stone Cold becomes the second ever 6-time championship.
And that's what I got mixed up because it bounced around so much. I forgot
that was your next PA
because I thought Kurt Angle won his first championship at Unforgiven in Pittsburgh.
Right.
I totally forgot that was his second title.
Yeah.
So this is why we're doing these episodes. This is why we had to break it into 2 parts because there's just too much to go through.
So it's kind of wild because if you think about it, in 1999 we had 12 title reigns, and in 2000 already we only had 5. So
yeah, they went over the edge. They went over the deep end. They're reeling themselves back in. But I think it also is just the sign of how quickly things are changing during that time.
Oh, for sure. Sure.
All those quick title changes happened at the tail end of the Monday Night Wars too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So Stone Cold is now the champion, and Kurt Angle won champion. Only a 2-week reign, and then Stone Cold wins again for a 61-day title reign. He beats Kurt Angle on Monday Night Raw. This is his 6th title reign, and then he loses it. And the very infamous December 9th, 2001, Vengeance. It's the when the WWF and WCW championships were unified.
Yes.
So
by Chris Jericho.
So we had Chris Jericho, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Kurt Angle in about a set of matches, like a small tournament.
Real quick, I want to shout out whatever the fuck Chris Jericho is doing right now in AEW with this learning tree thing.
Yeah.
I don't exactly get what's happening yet, but it's fucking hilarious. Like, it seems whatever it is he's doing something different again. And this is one of the reasons why I fucking love Chris Jericho so much. Like, even though I don't watch the AEW, as for reasons why, if you've become a patron at our Patreon, patreon.com/punkstalkwrestling, you'll know why I don't watch AEW, because I tell you in my very first RW Rants episode. Yeah,
I listened to that.
Available. Yeah, how was it? Was it?
It was good. It's good. I listened to it on my way to work the other day. So Chris Jericho defeats Stone Cold and The Rock in 2 separate matches on the same night to become the first ever unified champion, the undisputed WWF champion, as they called it.
Yep.
The WCW World Championship is now known as the World Championship.
The Undisputed World Championship, right?
That's right. So
because they did say undisputed, it did. I believe it did say. Fuck, I can't keep it straight.
Don't worry. So there were 2 championships for a set of time, and when Chris Jericho, there were 2 separate entity championships, but they were one, basically. Kind of how when Roman Reigns had the when Roman Reigns had the WWE and the Universal Championship, they were considered one championship.
Yes.
So he's got these 2 championship. Triple H then defeats Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 18 or X8 in Toronto. In late March 2002, due to WWF's roster having doubled in size, the brand extension began, splitting the roster between Raw and SmackDown. Championships were assigned to be exclusive to a specific brand, with the exception of the undisputed WWF Championship and the WWF Women's Championship. So, if you remember, they got rid of the WWF and WCW Championship designs, and they had this brand new championship, which was known as the WWF Undisputed Championship. The one that kind of the early part of Brock Lesnar's career is kind of, notoriously known for. You know what
Yes.
title design I'm talking about? Yeah.
Oh yeah. The slightly like I call it the bloated rectangle.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
You
I
know,
love that
it's like-
championship.
I
mean,
do. Oh, I think
yeah.
I absolutely that's certainly in my. I think I would have to say that's in my top 3.
It's in my top. It's in my top 5 or 3 for sure.
It's in
I
my
love
top
that
5 or
title.
3. It's in my top.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely in my top 12.
It's up there for sure.
It's definitely better than the shaped like the United States World Championship.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
Triple
it's
H.
definitely better than the first iteration, the fucking garbage iteration with the scratchy WWE logo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
much better
fucking
than
the
that.
fucking one. Oh god.
So Triple H wins that championship. The design is changed to one championship now. The World Championship can be another episode for another time, but that
I think it
see
should. And it probably will be.
Yeah, it probably will be, and that'll see its return at some point.
Let us know. Yeah, tell us you want. Tell us to give it what I want, and give me the time. Give me what I want. The history of the WWE. I mean, but don't say it like that. Just say give it what I want, and then type out the rest clearly.
That'd be good because we don't understand what you're saying.
Hashtag give it what I want.
Triple H holds that title for 34 days from WrestleMania 18, and then lo and fucking behold, who else comes by and has to have a 6th title reign because everyone else is getting a 6th title reign? Hulk Hogan comes along, April 21st, 2002, Backlash, defeats Triple H.
And I loved it.
And
I don't know why. I don't know why
it
anyone.
was-
I don't know why
It
anyone.
was a great time. I actually dug
It was a
It
great
like-
fucking
and for,
time. Having
For me, I was quite young at the time. I was like 13 years old, so this is my first proper experience with Hulk Hogan. So
Yeah,
I loved
man.
him.
this was there was exactly it. You didn't get to actually see it happening like in real time.
Yeah, the first time round. Yeah, Hulkamania.
And I think and people fucking deserved it. Like say whatever you people can say whatever they want to say about whatever they want to say it about. But when it comes to what best for business, you hate hearing that fucking. Some people really just hate that fucking term too. But the reality of it is, it was the right thing to do for the right fans.
Yeah.
For the right kind of fans, and they wanted to. And yeah, this was still the Attitude Era.
If you look at WrestleMania 18 with The Rock versus Hulk Hogan, like it was clear and evident that the fans wanted to cheer Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
So taking him
absolutely.
out of the NWO and putting him in the red and yellow again was just a smart decision.
And it was for people like us,
Yeah.
who either grew up as Hulkamaniacs as a kid and just want to see it one more time because, man, I wasn't a W. People say a lot of shit, but there are people online that love to claim that during the Monday Night Wars everybody was watching everything, and that wasn't fucking true, man. I didn't watch WCW back then. I watched WCW then as much as I watch AEW now, and that's basically zero. I gave it a chance and go to the patreon.com/funkstalkwrestling, and you'll hear why I don't watch AEW, and it's for the exact same reasons I didn't watch WCW.
So Hulk Hogan is now the WWE, because now the title is now changed. The name is now, the company name is changed.
Yeah,
so
get the F out.
While Hulk Hogan was champion, the WWF renamed its company name for the first time since changing it from the WWF to now the WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yep.
Then the title was renamed to the Undisputed WWE Championship.
Yeah.
And then it was renamed as the Undisputed WWE Championship, and then it was renamed to the WWE Undisputed Championship.
Yes.
So they swapped the Undisputed and the WWE around for some reason.
For probably it's just because it rolls off the tongue there. Yeah. Sometimes it just sounds a little better.
Even though that's now what they call it the Undisputed WWE Championship. It's almost like we've gone back in time 11 years because now The Undertaker defeats Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship.
Right? Give them what they want.
Judgment Day 2002, May 19th. Hulk Hogan only holds the championship for 28 days. This is Undertaker's 4th championship reign. And then The Undertaker is then defeated by The Rock at Vengeance. Only 62 days later, and this marks The Rock's 7th title reign. This was a triple threat match between The Rock, Kurt Angle, and The Undertaker. Really good match, actually, if memory serves me right. So go back and watch that if you get a chance. The Rock now 7-time champion, more than anyone else in history at this point in time. So
The Rock pinned Angle in that match.
Yeah.
So The Undertaker being champion, he was proof of the champion's disadvantage in a triple threat match. He was not.
And I guess you could say it makes storyline sense. In which case, for The Undertaker to get involved in the match at WrestleMania 40 because he never got his revenge on The Rock. So there you go.
That's right. And it also protected The Undertaker. Like, I do love when, for storyline reasons, things like that happen because it does. Yeah. It is a protection measure against the it is the story is right there. You build in another storyline, and they've done it to perfection time and time again. Most recently, we saw it with Roxanne Perez in NXT. With the championship that she never lost, finally regaining it. I love any. I know this is this is one of many tangents we go on. It's why we had to break this into 2-part episode. But I just love a good reclaiming the title I never lost story. That's one of my It's one of my top, probably one of my top 5 like
storyline tropes.
Tried and true storyline tropes. Yeah. And I think that might be a good future top 12.
Yeah, you're right, actually. That would be good.
Yeah.
So,
moving on.
We have the debut around this time of a man known as Brock Lesnar.
Beast. That's not a man. That's a beast.
That's a beast, yeah. He then wins the WWF Championship on his first try, defeating The Rock at SummerSlam on August 25th, 2002.
This is Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman.
With Paul Heyman, yeah.
2002, so 22 years ago.
Following this, the following night on Raw, Lesnar signed a deal to exclusively appear on SmackDown, then thus splitting the championship once again. So the championship then got rebranded at this point to now the WWE Championship. The undisputed part was taken out because then on Raw, Triple H at the time was the number one contender for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Mm-hmm. So instead, they just awarded him what they brought back the WCW Championship, renamed it the World Heavyweight Championship, and then he became the champion of Raw. So this signifies the beginning of brand split champions.
Yeah.
So for a little period, we have a floating champion that was on both shows, and now...
Yeah, this is where we're at.
Brock Lesnar is now champion exclusive to SmackDown, and this signifies a really, really cool time for the WWE Championship because this was during an incredible era of SmackDown. So we had Big Show defeat Brock Lesnar on November 17th Survivor Series, which was when Paul Heyman turned his back on Brock Lesnar and aligned himself with Big Show.
What a big mistake that was.
Yeah. That title reign only lasted 27 days and was ended by Kurt Angle at Armageddon, December 15th, 2002. Again, 104-day title reign, lost it to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 19, which is obviously memorable for many, many reasons.
Yeah. Also, let's talk, going back to our viral reel.
Yeah.
Sir King of Reels.
Yes.
Our first at the time of recording this is only 6 days after you posted it.
Probably around 6 days.
Yeah, because we're recording this on the 8th, and we last night I tracked it, and we surpassed 250,000 views, a quarter of a million. So
and now we're on 283,000.
We're gonna, this is
we're edging towards 300,000 now. Yeah. So, Brock Lesnar defeats Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 19, wins the championship. Had Angle been counted out or disqualified or anyone interfered in this match, he would have forfeited the title to Lesnar, just so you know that's a thing. Kurt Angle then defeated Brock Lesnar at Vengeance 2003 on July 27th in a triple threat match involving The Big Show. This is only a 52-day title reign because then Brock Lesnar won it back from him again on SmackDown September 16th, 2003 in a 60-minute Iron Man match, which Lesnar won 5-4. And then Eddie Guerrero would then win. That's a great match. And I also want to watch this next match again. Eddie Guerrero winning his first first ever and only WWE Championship, defeating Brock Lesnar at No Way Out, February 15th, 2004. 132-day title reign.
That match, that was... Yeah.
What a great moment, yeah.
Fuck. Was that... Wait, this was Eddie versus... Eddie beat... Right, that was one of the... Lesnar, yeah. That was one of the... That was monumental, too, because this is... like
David
Eddie
versus Goliath, yeah.
Yeah. But that wasn't... No, because because that was Eddie versus... Angle with the shoe, right?
Yeah, that was at WrestleMania. The following pay
that was him retaining against Kurt Angle with the shoe. Yeah, I forget.
That's right.
He didn't pull. Oh, this was.
He was in the.
This was when Goldberg. This was
faced
right.
Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20.
It was kind of it was a little bit tainted by the fact that it was Bill Goldberg that kind of was there.
Well, Goldberg had Goldberg was on Raw. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar was at WrestleMania, and it was a Raw versus SmackDown match.
No, but Goldberg speared Brock Lesnar during that match. Goldberg, referee got knocked out. That's why it's kind of like they gave Eddie the win over. They had to protect Brock Lesnar by making it in order for him to lose to Eddie Guerrero. They protected Brock by having Goldberg come out and spear him, which is what started the Goldberg cost him the title. So that's what led us to that match.
So
anyway,
Eddie Guerrero has the championship for 132 days, and then he loses the championship to JBL in his singles run, which was a very infamous, bloody Texas bull rope match.
Yeah,
at the Great American Bash.
Yeah,
June 27th, 2004, in a very long 279-day title reign. One of the longest. I'm just going to look back here, but this was the longest title reign in the WWE Championship history since Shawn Michaels. Nope, not even that. Since Diesel won it in 1994.
Which is crazy to think how long of a run Diesel had, and no one remembers any of it.
Yeah, it's wild. So, getting back to the modern day, where are we now?
I mean, no offense. I thought Diesel was cool at the time, but he was another one of those guys that's just okay, you're believable as champion when it just comes to the fighting aspect.
Yeah.
When it just comes to but you're just not he just felt flat.
Exactly, yeah. So JBL wins the championship, 279-day title reign.
I love JBL. I loved JBL.
Yeah, him as a champion was great. Yeah,
that drastic heel turn from the APA stuff.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
man.
It was his only title reign as well, but it was a long one, and it's kind of rare for someone to have their first reign that long. So good for him.
Yeah, it was. That was fucking great, man.
Then comes along some guy called John Cena. And wins the championship from JBL at WrestleMania 21, April 3rd, 2005. And his title reign was also 279 days, exactly the same amount. During this title reign, John Cena got drafted to Raw So from this point, it became a Raw Championship.
They did
not a
they did the
SmackDown
swap.
Championship.
Yeah.
They did the swap. So he is champion. Then Edge defeats John Cena at New Year's Revolution, cashing in the first ever Money in the Bank contract. So he wins that January 8th, 2006. Only a 20-day title reign, because then John Cena won it straight back from him on January 29th, 2006 at the Royal Rumble.
Totally. Yep. I mean, that makes that is exactly establishing the Money in the Bank like that with someone like Edge was like pure perfection.
Yeah, Edge's first ever title reign, and then John Cena winning it back, being his second.
And that's
all.
all. And that's all you needed was to get the fire under there and get people excited about it and be like, yeah, no, that was fucking cool when Edge was champion for a moment.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. So John Cena's was champion for 132 days, and then obviously here comes ECW One Night Stand. Rob Van Dam
crazy
defeats John Cena at One Night Stand to become the. Well, this is a weird one. This is Rob Van Dam's Money in the Bank cash-in. So technically, John Cena's first 2 title reigns were ended by the Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah.
This was an Extreme Rules match. The title became
but he
property.
Cashed it. Oh, sorry.
Huh?
Didn't he
cashed it in an actual match? Yeah. As he is in like a predetermined.
Yeah,
match.
he called it. He called it that he was cashing it in. This was. Which is interesting because it was the second Money in the Bank, and they were already established. Like, no, I'm going to do something special with it.
Yeah, and it's funny if you think about it, because Edge won the Money in the Bank briefcase in 2005, but there were 2 cash-ins in 2006 because Edge cashed in January and Rob Van Dam cashed in June. So that's quite cool. The title became property of the new ECW brand due to Van Dam's status as an ECW wrestler. The ECW World Heavyweight Championship was subsequently reactivated for the brand and awarded to Rob Van Dam, who became the only wrestler ever to hold both titles at the same time. The ECW Championship then became a third concurrently active World Championship in WWE.
Yeah, I guess I see why... That's a bit of a stretch for me.
Well, I guess it's no different to Triple H being handed the World Championship.
Yeah, but
Rob Van Dam got handed the ECW Championship, and the reason he did is because...
But he got handed the ECW World title after winning the WWE World Championship, so he was already the champion, and then they handed him another championship.
Yeah, just like Buddy Rogers.
Fuck, you're right, man. Shout out to... I mean, that's... Yeah. I guess it is. That's a retelling of... I guess that's kind of it. I guess it's kind of exactly how it is, because the WWE World Championship would have been the NWA World Championship in this scenario.
In this scenario, yeah. And then they decided to... ECW
so fucking good, man. See, like this whole fucking time I'm like, for decades,
I like that
for
one.
Fucking 18 years. Fuck, that's good. That's good, man. That's some good shit.
So for a brief period of time, the WWE Championship was an ECW branded championship for a very brief moment.
In time.
The champion, Rob Van Dam's title, ECW. Rob Van Dam's title reign only lasted 21 days. He had a title match on Raw against Edge and John Cena in Philadelphia, no less.
In Philly.
John's
this time from the Wachovia Center.
Yeah,
I have the notes of the things that were in Philly. So.
Oh yeah, I figured at this point. Edge won this match, becoming a 2-time champion. This would then bring the championship back to Raw. Then Edge would only hold that championship for 75 days. John Cena would then defeat him in Toronto, Ontario, Canada at Unforgiven in a TLC match. So he had the championship. Then, for, I guess, now the 6th time in history.
But I will say this. I did love that, they pulled the baby face we're pushing is going to beat the Canadian in Canada.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, it makes you question where they were going with this third title reign of John Cena, because John Cena had this title reign was 380 days long. Now, if you want to go back here now and think, this would have been the longest title reign since Hulk Hogan in 1984, which was a 1,474 day title reign, but there had been no longer title reign until this point. So this was a long time.
I wanted 1075. I wanted Roman Reigns 1075 merch so bad. I had my own designs in mind. I was like pre-sketching out Reign 1075 Reigns.
You mean 1475?
1475. What did I say?
1075.
I can't count.
No, probably not. So John Cena held this championship for 380 days. Now, they obviously had no plans of him losing it anytime soon. The only reason he did was because he tore his pectoral and had to vacate the championship. Which, weirdly, it says that he vacated the championship on an episode of ECW. So I guess they were just trying to get viewers for that. Anyway, so John Cena loses that championship, or vacates the championship.
Vacant, becoming the five-time WWE champion, tied with Bret Hart.
Randy Orton was originally scheduled to have a last man standing match against John Cena, but due to him having to vacate the championship, Mr. McMahon awarded it to Randy Orton at the start of No Mercy 2007. And Triple H, so he had that he won that, he kind of handed that championship, and it was immediately challenged by Triple H. And then Triple H won that championship, and Mr. McMahon told Triple H that he would be booked against Umaga at the event, and it would now be for the WWE Championship. After defeating Umaga, Randy Orton wanted to invoke his rematch clause for later that night, and then later that night at No Mercy, Randy Orton won the championship back.
Invoking the rematch clause
on the same night. So that night, Randy Orton was given the title. Triple H won the title, defended it against Umaga, and then defended it again against Randy Orton, and lost. So Randy Orton became an immediate 2-time WWE champion in one night.
Yeah.
So Randy Orton, and that was a last man standing match against Triple H. Triple H would then defeat Randy Orton 202 days later, becoming the first ever 7-time WWE champion.
Yup.
Oh no, I guess The Rock had this. Yeah, The Rock's already been 7 times.
Never mind.
He's now drawing him and The Rock, the only 2 7-time champions.
Yep.
This was a fatal 4-way match with John Cena, Joe BL, and Randy Orton. After this, with Triple H winning, the title became exclusive to SmackDown because Triple H was drafted to SmackDown.
So we swapped once again.
Once again, now we're on SmackDown. So Edge would then end the 209-day title reign at Survivor Series 2008 in a triple threat match involving fucking Vladimir Kozlov and Jeff Hardy. That's interesting.
I think that's the one and only time Vladimir Kozlov was in a WWE World Championship match.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no, sorry. It was meant to be Vladimir Kozlov, Edge, and Jeff Hardy, but Triple H... Wait, I'm very confused. Oh, Jeff Hardy had been originally scheduled to take part in the match, but he did not participate after being attacked prior to the event. Triple H and Kozlov started the match before Edge was revealed as Hardy's surprise replacement. Edge then won the championship at in that match, held the championship for 20 days, and lost it 20 days later to Jeff Hardy, who won his first ever WWE Championship on December 14th, 2008. Only a 41-day title reign after defeating Triple H. Then go back in a triple threat, by the way, for Edge, Jeff Hardy, and Triple H. Then the championship went back to Edge, only for 20 days to go back to Triple H at the start of 2009. Yeah, I know. This was an Elimination Chamber match, also involving Big Show, Jeff Hardy, Undertaker, Vladimir Kozlov. The title then became exclusive to the Raw brand.
Oh wait, so that was the second time Vladimir Kozlov was it. So Vladimir Kozlov's been in 2 WWE Championship matches.
Exactly, yeah. So, we had a draft once again, and now we're back on Raw. So Randy Orton was then... So Triple H held the championship for 69 days. Randy Orton defeated him at Backlash, April 26th, 2009. This was a 6-man tag match with Legacy versus Batista, Triple H, and Shane McMahon. It's one of those situations where whoever got the pin would win the championship.
Yeah,
Triple H,
so Cody
Randy
Rhodes,
Orton. Yeah, Cody Rhodes
in his first.
Yeah, I guess technically, would have won the title if he could have done. But Randy Orton pinned Triple H to win the championship. Only held the championship for 41 days.
Which is such a weird... That's such a weird stipulation because someone on his own team could essentially win the championship from him while his team still won. Right? Because if Cody Rhodes or Ted DiBiase had won the match...
No, but then the match ends.
Yeah, but they would have won the championship. Right?
I don't... Well, we'll have to look back because I don't know if the stipulation
or
was
it
like
just Randy... Or if anyone
Randy
from their
Orton.
team wins, Randy Orton retains.
Yeah, I feel like it might have been that.
It was
because
probably...
Randy Orton was too much
that.
of a Egomaniac at the time.
It was probably that.
Yeah, so... This title reign only lasted 41 days. Batista would defeat Randy Orton in a cage match at Extreme Rules June 7th, 2009 in a steel cage. But this would only be a one-day title reign because then the title had to be vacated when Batista suffered a torn left bicep.
Vacant, becoming a 7-time champion.
That's right. And
passing Hulk Hogan.
The third time it's been vacated because of injury. So there you go. But by this point, it's crazy. Like, I think we've seen a change here because the title was never vacated. The title had been vacated. It's crazy to see a title vacated because of storyline. You don't see that happen much these days. It's only ever vacated because of injury. But in the Attitude Era, we were just taking it off people because of the fuck of it, really.
Yeah, I mean, well, wait, is Rhea Ripley's injury a legitimate injury?
Yeah, it seems to be. Yeah,
is it?
I don't know, but
I really don't know. Like,
what I'm trying to say is, regardless of whether the injury is legit or not, that's how we're writing it.
Oh, right.
It's not because it's like, someone was pinned by two people.
Stripped of the title due to controversy.
Yeah, exactly. You don't really get that much these days.
Right.
Anyway, June 15th, 2009, on Monday Night Raw, there was a fatal four-way. Big Show, John Cena, Triple H, and Randy Orton. Randy Orton won his 4th WWE Championship, held the championship for 89 days. John Cena beats him at Breaking Point, September 13th, 2009, in an I Quit match. Only held the championship for 20 days. Then Randy Orton would defeat John Cena in a Hell in a Cell match. Would only hold the championship for 20 days, and John Cena would beat him in a 60-minute Anything Goes Iron Man match. And John Cena defeated Randy Orton 6-5. John Cena becomes a champion, only hold the championship for 48 days. Then Sheamus debuts and faces John Cena and becomes champion within his first month. Defeats John Cena in a tables match. I think it's the only time the WWE Championship has changed hands in a tables match. So there's that. So he has 69-day title reign. And John Cena gets the title back at Elimination Chamber 2010. And this is less than a day title reign. This was Elimination Chamber match that John Cena won.
Was this the inaugural Elimination Chamber?
No. Oh, no, that was 2002.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber's been around for a while.
So we have John Cena versus Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase, Triple H, and Sheamus.
Ted DiBiase Jr., not the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Just for clarification.
John Cena wins the match to win the championship. Vince McMahon then comes out and says that John Cena will only be going to WrestleMania as champion if he can defeat Batista right now. And then he faces Batista in a less than a minute match, and Batista then becomes champion. And then Batista was a SmackDown superstar, but then he was transferred to Raw after winning the championship. He only holds the championship for 35 days, and at WrestleMania 24, it's John Cena versus Batista.
Why did they do this?
I have no fucking idea. And then John Cena
fucking Vince Russo.
Yeah, 10 years later. John Cena then becomes champion once again, only for 83 days.
I guess John Cena going into WrestleMania as the challenger.
Yeah, I guess they just wanted to shoehorn Batista versus John Cena, I guess.
Yeah.
I fucking know why. I think I don't know. I'm not even going to fucking bother.
This was certainly during the time where John Cena was being pushed as the babyface that fans hated. The marks hated.
Yeah.
The way they hated Roman Reigns for being the greatest of all time. They hated John Cena for being the greatest at the time.
Exactly. Because we don't like having good things, apparently.
No, because some people just.
So, Sheamus then wins his second championship June 20th. The event Fatal 4-Way, which is a dumb name for an event. Anyway, Sheamus defeats Edge, Randy Orton, and John Cena in a Fatal 4-Way match. Becomes champion, holds the championship for 90 days, and then Randy Orton defeats him at Night of Champions in a six-pack challenge. And this also involved Wade Barrett because he won a title shot, winning the first season of NXT. So he decided to join this match, making it a six-pack challenge.
Holy shit, that's right.
Elimination match. Anyway, so Randy Orton's the champion.
Only time that Wade Barrett was in a WWF.
Oh no, definitely
match?
not. No, he was in contention with John Cena and Randy Orton for a while. I do remember that at least. Anyway, Randy Orton wins the WWE Championship. Only holds the champion for 63 days, and then the very infamous Miz cashing in his Money in the Bank on Raw in Orlando, Florida, November 22nd, 2010.
I don't understand why people get so mad at someone doing the literal thing that the thing is meant to be done. People got so mad.
So, just a sign of the times, we ended the last episode on around 56 title changes. We are now at 102 title changes. We've only made it to 2010, meaning there have been around just over 50 title changes in 10 years. Whereas before, there was about 50 title changes in about 40. So, Miz is WWE Champion. Around this time, WWE stopped using the term World Wrestling Entertainment and only used the term WWE. I just thought that was a little fact to throw in.
Yep.
John Cena then defeats The Miz at Extreme Rules on May 1st in a triple threat match involving John Morrison in a steel cage match. Only held the championship for 76 days, and that's when CM Punk, again, infamously won the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank. This is when, obviously, CM Punk was going to be leaving the WWE, and this is when the storyline comes involved in a vacation. The title was then vacated due to CM Punk, quote-unquote, leaving the WWE. The vacancy is no longer recognized due to Punk's return on the July 25th, 2011 episode of Raw. So, I guess it is and isn't seen as a vacancy in a way. So, but then we have Rey Mysterio defeated The Miz in a tournament on Raw on July 25th, 2011 to crown a new champion. But then that's the same night, CM Punk returned a few weeks after winning the championship. So at this time, there were two.
Great match too.
For sure. So there were two WWE champions at this time. So John Cena was then granted a match against CM Punk. John Cena was then granted a match against Rey Mysterio because he was the champion before CM Punk. So John Cena became champion on the same night. So Rey Mysterio only held that championship for less than a night. John Cena became champion.
Yeah, which kind of sucks.
So he only held that championship for 19 days. Then CM Punk versus John Cena at SummerSlam, both holding a WWE championship. Triple H was the special guest referee. Yet CM Punk then defeated John Cena. to determine the Undisputed Champion. But they did not change the name at this time. They just, one person became champion, and that was it. Then along comes Alberto Del Rio, and nobody cared, and he won the... so Alberto Del Rio cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase for a match.
In the Hell in a Cell match?
No, this is at SummerSlam.
This is at SummerSlam. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself again.
This is on August 29th, the first brand extension ended. So allowing this, after this, the WWE Championship, the WWE Champion could now appear on both Raw and SmackDown for the first time in 10 years. So now this title is not branded to either Raw or SmackDown. Night of Champions 2011, John Cena wins the championship after Alberto Del Rio held the title for 34 days. By the way, at this point, Cena's a 10-time champion. I've lost track of that, but Cena's off to the races with championship reigns at this point.
Yep.
He only holds the championship for 13 days, and Alberto Del Rio defeats him once again in a Hell in a Cell match with him and CM Punk. Only holds the title for 48 days, and then along comes CM Punk defeats Alberto Del Rio at Survivor Series 2011, and this is where he holds the championship for 434 days.
Longest in the modern era, yeah.
Longest in the modern era. After that would be Hulk Hogan
in that modern era of the...
Yeah. So, then, much like history repeating itself 10 years prior, with Hulk Hogan returning to defeat The Rock. Hulk Hogan returning to defeat Triple H.
Yep.
The Rock returns to defeat CM Punk.
Yep. Because WWE knows you do something good and then you do it again.
Yeah.
Usually 10 years later.
The Rock returns, defeats CM Punk in a great match, by the way.
Yeah.
CM Punk actually had initially won that match, but it got restarted because there was interference from the Shield.
Right.
Then at WrestleMania 29, John Cena, after 69 days, John Cena would then defeat The Rock at WrestleMania 29, hold the championship for 132 days, where he would face Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam, August 18th, 2003. Special guest referee was Triple H. And if you remember, this is where Daniel Bryan won the championship, but then when Triple H kind of started the authority, because he pedigreed Daniel Bryan, and then Randy Orton cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and then Triple H counted the 3. Yeah. And now Randy Orton was champion.
Yep. And the beginning of Daniel Bryan's, I guess this would be his road to WrestleMania.
Yeah. We're getting there. So, Randy Orton wins the championship. He only holds the championship for 28 days. Daniel Bryan then defeats Randy Orton for the championship at Night of Champions, but then is immediately vacated for the championship due to the controversial way that he won it at Night of Champions.
Vacant, becoming seven-time WWE champion.
No, I think we're at 8 now.
8-time WWE champion vacant.
So, I will. Yeah. So again, storyline vacated championship, not for an injury once again. So basically, Daniel Bryan won the championship twice in a matter of 2 months,
and that's the controversial. That's the controversial vacancy that we were looking for.
Yeah, and neither of them were. Both of them were under a day. So Randy Orton would then defeat Daniel Bryan in a Hell in a Cell match for the vacant WWE Championship with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. Then Randy Orton and John Cena would have a TLC match to unify the World Championship and the WWE Championship, if you remember. So then the official name become known as the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That was when they were carrying around both titles.
Okay, yep.
Yeah?
Yep, once again.
And that's when Daniel Bryan comes along 160 days after Randy Orton wins those 2 championships from John Cena. Unifies the championship with John Cena. And then Daniel Bryan has his big title win at WrestleMania 30, in a triple threat match with Batista and Randy Orton. But then 63 days later, unfortunately, Daniel Bryan had to vacate the championship because of his neck injury. So
9-time WWE champion vacancy here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Then John Cena would then face 7 other men: Alberto Del Rio, Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, Kane, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Sheamus at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view in a ladder match for the vacant WWE Championship. John Cena would win the championship there. John Cena held the championship for 49 days, but then would be defeated by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in what we all know as that crazy squash match, where he just obliterated John Cena and
yeah.
So that was a great match.
I know that was fucking wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So he held the championship for 223 days. Only to be cashed in on at WrestleMania 31 by Seth Rollins.
Fuck yeah, man! Talk about infamous cash-ins.
Yeah, I know. Probably still known as the best of all time.
Yeah.
Making the match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar a triple threat match, won the championship, held the title for 220 days, but then was vacated because he tore his ACL, MCL.
9-time champion vacant.
No, 10-time. You said 9-time
10-time,
last time.
9-time, 10. I can't. Fuck.
So Seth Rollins tore his ACL, MCL, and meniscus in a live event in Dublin, Ireland. So he had to vacate the championship and had to... So then Roman Reigns then defeated Dean Ambrose in a tournament final at Survivor Series. But then Roman Reigns... So that was Roman Reigns' first ever WWE Championship win, but it ended abruptly because Sheamus cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase and became a 3-time champion. Only held the championship, though, for 22 days, because then Roman Reigns would defeat Sheamus on an episode of Raw in Philadelphia.
In Philly!
In what is randomly a title versus career match. Don't know why. But Roman Reigns... that
was during the... everybody hates Roman Reigns thing. If he lost the match, Roman Reigns had to retire.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, no, but I guess Roman was being cheered a lot at this point. It was coming up very soon that he wouldn't be.
Phillies can be a little fickle with their fandom. But yeah, this was certainly, Roman Reigns has had some contentious times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This was before... This is after the breakup of the Shield, though, already.
Yeah, but he was being cheered for a little while after that.
Yeah.
He wasn't booed immediately. Anyway, Roman Reigns, only champion for 40 days, and then lost the championship to Triple H at the Royal Rumble because the Royal Rumble was for the WWE Championship.
He was forced to enter at number 1.
Yeah.
And defend, and the winner would become
he last eliminated Dean Ambrose to win the championship. And then it would be Triple H versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 32, in which Roman Reigns defeated Triple H to become a 3-time champion, and it would be a 76-day title reign. Seth Rollins would then defeat Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank after returning, I think, the month before, becoming a 2-time champion. But it'd be a less than a day title reign because this is the night that every member of the Shield held the championship in one night because Dean Ambrose cashed in his Money in the Bank on Seth Rollins and become the WWE champion.
Yeah. Wow.
This then marked the return of the brand extension. And the championship then became exclusive to the SmackDown brand after the 2016 draft. The WWE Universal Championship was then created on the Raw brand, and the WWE Championship was then renamed the WWE World Championship. So now we're back to SmackDown.
Yep.
So Dean Ambrose is now champion on SmackDown. AJ Styles faces him at Backlash 2016, and
wins.
AJ Styles becomes the first ever, wins his first ever WWE Championship, and then the name is now renamed again to just the WWE Championship.
And this was also AJ Styles' first year. He debuted at that Royal Rumble, right?
Of 2016.
Yeah, so less than a year.
6 months later.
So 6 months later or so.
He's WWE Champion.
Yeah, fucking wild.
So then, next year, 2017, January 2017, at Royal Rumble, John Cena becomes champion at Royal Rumble in a great match, if we all remember, John Cena versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
He only held the championship for 2 weeks, for 14 days. Then Bray Wyatt would then win his first WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber against AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, and John Cena. He'd only hold that championship for 48 days. Randy Orton would defeat Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33. And in the crazy, weird projection match.
And Bray Wyatt was the 49th person to become WWE
Yeah, damn right.
champion.
So, and he held the championship for 49 days, because then at Backlash in Rosemont, Illinois, on May 21st, 2017...
The greatest night in the history of professional
Professional
wrestling.
wrestling, that's right. The modern-day Maharaja Jinder Mahal would then become WWE champion.
Yes, modern day Maharaja Jinder Mahal.
He would hold that championship for 169 days, which was the longest reign since Seth Rollins won it back in 2015. So it's the longest reign in like 2 years. Because everyone before that was quite short.
And it's a solid run. And no matter what if anyone says anything contrary, they're wrong.
Jinder Mahal would lose the championship 169 days later to AJ Styles in Manchester, England. So the WWE Championship started in 1963, and this match is 2017. This match is signifies the first ever time the WWE Championship changed hands outside of North America.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Snap into a Slim Jim. Yeah.
So
Thanks, LA Knight.
this was a title versus career 3-on-1 handicap match, including the Singh brothers as well as Mahal's tag team partners. So AJ Styles would hold the championship. This is his second title reign. He would hold the championship for 371 days, which is a very long title reign.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan would then turn heel, low blow AJ Styles in an episode of SmackDown, and become the new WWE champion, which with the Eco Champion era of Daniel Bryan. Great title run. I enjoyed that a lot.
I was gonna say his title reign. That was the first one. That was first title reign over a year since the CM Punk title reign.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So Daniel Bryan become the Eco Champion for 144 days, and then we had the amazing title win of Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania 35,
which also, incidentally, let's just pause for a second and give respect. That led to one of the greatest bits of the Comedians of Wrestling storylines when Dan Black reclaimed his title from Iffy Nwadwe, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And then rebranded himself the Comedians of Wrestling Eco Champion, and had that belt custom Stu's Woods.
Yeah, that's right.
Was the one that made that custom Cal Eco title.
Yeah, it was great
with the fucking hoagie in that, man.
Yeah.
I posted about that. It popped up again. I know why it was. It popped up because I saw Iffy Nwadwe on the promo for the new Roll 20. Some new Roll 20 show. Because as you know, we're also besides being big wrestling nerds, we're also D&D nerds.
Just generally nerds.
And we love it. So there's also a lot of D&D crossover from time to time. So yeah, I saw that, and that made me think of the Comedians of Wrestling House of Horrors match. And I was like, man, that shit was like, those were some good times, man.
Good shit, yeah.
Good shit. Shout out to those guys again. Shout out to still current reigning champion, the Supermark Nick Tulo. We have been in communications with him.
We might actually have him on the show at some point.
We're gonna have him on the show.
We'd have to sort that out. Actually, I kind of forgot about that. So we're very almost there. We got 5 more years left of this title history. So here we go. Kofi Kingston holds that championship for 180 days, loses the title to Brock Lesnar, very disappointingly to a lot of people.
Not to me, man. What would you think Brock Lesnar was going to do?
On an episode of SmackDown, he holds the championship. This is his 5th title reign. He holds the championship for 184 days. Brock Lesnar then quit SmackDown and went to Raw because he's Brock Lesnar. And he took the title with him.
Right.
Which I think then left SmackDown without a champion for a little while. But that's another title history of another championship that we're not going to get into just right now. Drew McIntyre would then face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 36, Night 2, during the pandemic. And he would win his first ever WWE championship. And he would hold this title for 202 days.
Yeah.
But he would then be defeated by Randy Orton.
Which felt like both forever and also like a day.
Yeah, I know, right? Much was the entire pandemic era.
Yeah.
Randy Orton then defeated Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match, but only held the championship for 22 days, and then Drew McIntyre would win it straight back again. I always kind of questioned why they did that. You could have just had Randy Orton win it and then lose it to the next guy instead of ending it 100 days sooner than it had to. Because then Drew McIntyre would...
Dude, I even forgot that happened. I forgot that he was... Two-time champion during the pandemic.
Yeah, because then Drew McIntyre would then win the title back on an episode of Raw, only 22 days later, hold the championship for another 96 days.
Yeah.
This was then ended by The Miz cashing in for the second time in his career and winning the championship at Elimination Chamber. And he was only champion for 8 days, because then he would lose the championship on Raw. On March 1st, only 8 days later, to Bobby Lashley in a lumberjack match.
And I fucking love lumberjack matches too, man. Bring back more lumberjack matches.
Yeah, they're fun.
Trips.
So then, crazy, you had, and then 195 days later, Bobby Lashley would then lose his championship to Big E again to a Money in the Bank cash-in on, again, another episode of Monday Night Raw. That's 3 Raw title changes in the space of a year, which is wild.
Yeah.
In fact, in that space of a year, it only changed once on a pay-per-view and 3 times on an episode of Raw, so that's wild. Then Big E would have a 110-day title reign and ultimately lose in a fatal 5-way between Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. Brock's title reign would only last 27 days because he would then lose the championship to Bobby Lashley at Royal Rumble because it had the interference from Roman Reigns, I believe. I think I've got that right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley's reign was only 20 days because then Brock Lesnar would win it straight back from him at Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
The Elimination Chamber also had AJ Styles, Austin Theory, Riddle, and Seth Rollins.
Austin Theory in his first WWE Heavyweight Championship match.
That's right, yeah. Only for 43 days, and that's when Roman Reigns would then win the WWE Championship from Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 38. Thus becoming the WWE. So he was obviously Universal Champion, and he would combine it and win, and they would become the WWE Universal. The undisputed WWE Universal Champion.
Yeah.
And that takes us all the way up to WrestleMania 40, the 147th title reign.
735 days later.
Yeah, 734 days later, Cody Rhodes would come along on April 7th, 2024, WrestleMania 40, Night 2, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philly!
And here we are.
And what happened exactly like I said it would?
Nothing happened exactly like you said it would. But
exactly how I knew it would. That's what
okay. Sure thing, pal.
Uh-huh.
And then 59 days later, here we are, and we just fucking did the entire lineage of the WWE Championship. My voice is so hoarse.
Right? Yeah. You carried this 2-part episode for the majority, and thank you for that. Since my voice was a little hoarse as well from the show last night.
Yeah.
Which you heard me talk about on last week's episode because we're taping these back to back.
Back to back.
There
you go. And that is the entire lineage of the WWE Championship. How about you give us some shout outs while I shut the fuck up for a little bit?
Shout out to Wikipedia. Support Wikipedia. It's where we get the majority of our information. on all of these things. Shout out to our new followers that we gained this week from last week. Since we recorded these ahead of time, I'm just going to assume we've gained slight organic growth. It seems that we're at least get a few every week. So hopefully that trend continues.
Don't see why not.
Social media. Interact with us on social media. Instagram and Threads at Punks Talk Wrestling. Facebook and TikTok at Punks Talk Wrestling. YouTube at Punks Talk Wrestling. Patreon.com/Punks Talk Wrestling, where we've got some bonus content. And next week's episode is...
It will be the... we're going to do a watch-along of Undertaker versus Mankind Hell in a Cell match from the 1998 King of the Ring event, because it is this month that it happened. So it's like the 26th anniversary or some shit.
So we'll
like
probably release that episode as close to that date as we can.
That's right.
Other than that, I think we're done with this one.
I think we're done.
You want to end this episode?
Nah.
I mean, we're gonna have to. I mean, we have to end this one so we can start the next episode.
I don't have to do anything.
I mean, I guess we could. I mean, we could just continue talking and press play on the Mankind.
No, we're ending it. Bye.